was never a simple task. Stillwater was one of the better transits because nearly every stop offered a decent place to lock someone up or otherwise restrain them with a minimum of fuss. Other locales weren't so convenient, like when you had to tie your prisoner to a telegraph pole just to get a decent hour or two of sleep. The solo return, of course, was always less stressing. "Sense of humor is still top-notch, I notice," Wash said. He turned away and headed for the desk against the far wall. He picked up a small yellow piece of paper and waved it in the air. "I've got another one for you." Flynn narrowed his eyes at the telegram with a sinking sensation in his gut. "They're waiting to be picked up in Junction City," Wash continued as he glanced at Flynn, looking over Flynn's tired face and slumping shoulders. "You ready for another one? I might can give this to someone else. Actually, I can't give it to no one else because no one else is around, but I can offer and pretend I care that you're about to yell." Flynn merely glared at him. "It's an easy one," Wash offered in a voice that was probably meant to be enticing. "The last easy one you gave me tried to kill me," Flynn reminded him. "Twice." "They're outlaws, Flynn. By and large, that's what they do." Wash walked around the desk and held the telegraphed message out to him with a whistle. "Is this one going to the gallows?" Flynn sighed as he reached for the paper. Prisoners going to their execution always gave the U.S. marshals escorting them one hell of a hard time. They were fighting for their lives, after all, and more lawmen were killed while transporting prisoners than any other activity they performed. Neither Flynn nor Wash had ever had a prisoner escape on them, though. Not one that they hadn't recovered almost immediately, anyway, or shot dead during their escape attempt. "No gallows. There are 3 in the group you're picking up," Wash told Flynn. 2 are heading to Fort Smith, some sort of military to-do, but you're only taking them as far as St. Louis to meet up with the Army escort. The last is going to trial in New Orleans. You'll have to— "3," Flynn blurted. "This is an easy one? Goddamn, Wash!" "Taking the Lord's name in vain, Flynn," Wash smirked. "I'm shocked. What would the lady folk say?" "You ain't no damn lady, and I can't escort 3 men by myself. Who's going with me to ride herd?" "You want someone to go with you?" Wash feigned surprise. Flynn smacked his hat against his jeans and sent a puff of dust swirling into the clean office. Wash just chuckled and held up his hand. "I'm going with you as far as St. Louis," he said, still laughing. "Then I'm to head to Natchez to convene with the governor, and I'll meet up with you again in New Orleans for the return home." "You?" Wash shrugged and nodded. Flynn's attention strayed to the crisp linen sling that hung over Wash's shoulder, supporting his left arm, and then back to the man's eyes in question. "I can draw a gun with one hand," Wash assured him quietly, suddenly serious as he sat on the edge of the desk. "You can't restrain a prisoner with one hand," Flynn argued. "You can't chain and unchain them with one hand. You can't expect them to see you as a serious authority figure or anything of a threat with one hand." He waved his hat at Wash's shoulder. "They'll be trying to escape left and right." "Then I'll be sure to let them know," Wash responded with his customary calm, "that since I can't chain them or restrain them peaceably, I'll just have to shoot them if they cause problems. Will that satisfy you?" Flynn pursed his lips and blew air heavily through his nose. He didn't want to insult Wash or hurt him, but he also didn't want to be stampeded by a herd of escaping prisoners. "Can you use it at all yet?" he asked, already regretting his criticism. It was bad enough being injured. It was worse seeing that people didn't have much confidence in you, especially for a man like Wash, who had always been so capable. Wash flexed his fingers against his chest. He tapped his silver badge and smiled crookedly. There was more movement than he had been up to when Flynn had left for Stillwater Prison 3 weeks ago. But Flynn struggled to keep even a hint of sadness out of his expression as he watched. Would his friend ever get the full use of the arm back? Wash obviously read him like an open book. He flicked his wrist, producing a derringer attached to a gambler's gauntlet out of the end of the sling. Flynn blinked in surprise, his body instinctively twitching to reach for his own Colt. He laughed and offered Wash a fond shake of his head. "You crazy bastard. You're going to get yourself shot." "Hell, I already done that," Wash said, "and you might find me taking exception to such talk." He turned away, going to the potbelly stove in the far corner and retrieving a tin tray of food that he had been warming nearby. Flynn remained where he was. They'd spent plenty of years together, battled Confederates and Indians together, and become U.S. Marshals together when they'd run out of wars to fight.